At the end of my freshman year in high school, I was seeing this counselor. And we had this particular meeting where she was asking me what I was going to do during the summer. Nothing, I said. I am going to stay at home and watch movies, and that's about it. She was concerned. She did not like that idea at all. And I was seeing this counselor because my freshman year in high school was rough. The winter of 2013 was long and cold, so cold. And my commute to school back then was about an hour, bus and train. And I was at Sen High School. I was so sad all the time. And I was seeing this counselor for whatever help I could get. She said I couldn't spend my summer alone in my house. She said I had to go out and find some friends and do something and create something. So she sat me at a computer and she had me browse through After School Matter programs. And After School Matters is like this citywide program that gives jobs to teenagers, mostly to keep them off the streets during the summer and after school. I was searching through programs and there was like dancing and cooking and gardening, and I chose theater. And that is how I arrived to Collaboration. And Collaboration is this theater company that back then was in Wicker Park. Collab does theater with the sole mission of addressing social justice in the city. They tackle subjects like racism, violence, systematic segregation, systematic racism, everything that has affected this city through history, in the present, and what we could do about the future to fix those problems. It is an amazing place. They gave me my first opportunity at being on stage and creating a piece of theater. A group of teenagers, myself included, would gather in the afternoons, and through devised theater we would come up with shows on how the problems that Collaboration addressed would affect us. Again, systematic racism, segregation, violence, and we would get paid for it. It was great. I fell in love with theater, but I also fell in love with the idea of creating change. I wanted the world to be a better place. I wanted the world to be a perfect place to fully end racism and violence and hate. And I found a voice in comedy. Stand-up. Stand-up back then was at its peak, and I wanted to use my stand-up to criticize every problem that was out there. In 2015, Trump announced his first campaign for president, and he did it with a very xenophobic message. He said that all Mexicans were rapists and drug dealers, and I knew that to be wrong, so I was very upset about his words. Trump was a very loud voice that soon gathered thousands and thousands of followers, and it was weird to see it happen, and it was weird to see it as a person of color, and even more as a teenager. So I wanted to change all of that. My biggest problem was with all the stereotypes that Trump was perpetrating. I wanted to end all of that, and I wanted to do it through my comedy and through my stand-up and through my art. I believe I could make the world a better place. I believe change as a whole was possible. I was very naive. I believed in change. I believed that change was so easy and the world was full of flowers and goodness, and change would happen eventually. And with time, I realized that that is not the case. Change is a lot more complicated, and the world is not a perfect place, and it will never be a perfect place. There were a lot of events that led me to realize this. Probably the biggest one being the time that I spent in Ohio in 2018. That was the first step towards realizing that the world is not as easy as I thought it was. But I still believed in change, and when I came back from Ohio, I decided to go to college. I spent 2 years in Harold, Washington, and I got my associate's degree in theater. My experience at Harold, Washington was one very close to home. It was like high school part two. I encountered a lot of people that were just like me, trying to make ends meet, in search of a better life, and just trying to make the world a better place, and using art to make such thing happen. My time in community college led me to believe again that change was possible. I was 20, I was fresh off detention, and all I wanted was to use my voice so that nobody else had to go through what I had been through. And then I got to Columbia College, and that was an incredible culture shock. I went to Columbia seeking a degree in comedy, writing, and performance, and which I got, and that I don't regret, not even a little bit. I am a first generation college graduate, and no one expected Danny to go to college. No one expected anything from Danny. I made Columbia happen all by myself, and the moment I got there, I was so happy to be there and to get my degree. What was challenging about Columbia College was that up till that point, all of my school career had been in public schools where there were people that were mostly like me, and Columbia was not like that. I met a lot of wealthy kids, very nice, very friendly. I still have a lot of friends from Columbia, but we just had not had the same life experiences, and that was difficult for me because these students didn't want to make the world a better place. Their world was already good enough. They just wanted to have fun and be funny, you know? And I ranted about this to my professors several times. I thought I was crazy. Many times I felt out of place. Probably Columbia College was that other event that made me realize change as a whole doesn't exist. Not everyone has the same life experiences, so change and a better world means different things to different people. And you can't force people to care about problems that don't affect them, least of all college kids. That just doesn't work like that. I learned that the hard way. Another thing Columbia taught me is that I am not the performer I thought I was. Turns out I have a better place behind the scenes. I am a good writer and I am a good producer. I am quite the stage manager. I have a good eye to create, but I don't have a good body to perform. And now it is the year of our Lord 2025, and things took a turn for the ugly. The events that happened this year and the events that happened this summer alone have made me realize how fragile our existence actually is. We are closer to the hate that I wanted to eradicate when I was a teenager than to the change that I wanted to create. And now more than ever, I don't believe in change or the idea of a better world or any of the ideas that were fed to me when I was a teenager. Art is more like a coping mechanism, and as humans we are a lot more complex than the characters from books and movies. And it was very naive to believe that we will achieve world peace. World peace does not exist. Instead, change has to happen within. So I don't want to change the world anymore, and I don't want to make it a better place anymore. Instead, I want to think about who I am as a person and who I am as an artist. I want to think about what I bring to this world. Silliness, anger, happiness, loneliness, beauty, longing, art, a love for cats, an impeccable taste for music. I want the next few episodes of this podcast to be an exploration of who I am as a person and as an artist. I want to rediscover the storyteller that I was when I was a teenager and have her sit down and tell some of those stories and find the artist that lost hope. I want this to be a sincere but funny collection, an anthology of stories and thoughts. Welcome to the Repertory.